Hello there, everyone. Good afternoon.
Or good morning, or good evening, whenever you're listening to this.
Good morning if it's morning for you. Good afternoon if it's afternoon for you. Good evening if it's evening for you.
We are doing an episode on our new cameras. What's up?
Hey, hey, hey.
It looks cute. It's
I'm
like
glad
high
you like
definition.
it.
It's giving me like a heavenly glow. I don't know if
Yes.
that was just there already, but I'm kidding.
Wherever you go, there's a heavenly glow.
Oh wow. Put that in a fortune cookie. Oh, right. Fun fact. I had period pads on my my desk.
I love that we're transparent with our fans.
I know.
When I say fans, I mean Chantel. Hello, Chantel.
Hello, Chantel. Thank you so much for staying in tune. No, for being in tune.
Thank you,
Tuning
Chantel,
in.
for tuning our mics.
For staying in tune.
For feeding us tuna. And
Why
making
did I
sure we
just-
stay in tune.
Why did I just thank her for staying in tune as if she was a singer?
And thank you, Georgia, and your entire extended family.
And thank you to Georgia's family. Shout out to the father, uncle, grandma, and mother, sisters, cousins.
Pet dog.
Pet dog and pet cat. Thank you to thank you to those. You guys are the greatest fans, friends, supporters we could ask for. So thank you. And I'm sure there's other people who may listen, but main shout out to them. All right.
I want to say, Cathy. Well, first of all, hello there, everyone. Welcome to our newest Asian Auntie episode.
Woo!
Now, this one is a special one because, Cathy, we are halfway through the year and we are halfway through season 1.
Oh my gosh. It's gone by so fast. What the hell? Yeah. Wow.
I'm going to say a very big thank you to you because Cathy, not only is the entirety of this podcast your idea, your child, but you are also the one who pushed me to not only be a better person, but to be a better worker almost.
Oh, wow.
You pushed me to make this happen, to help you make this happen.
Oh, wow.
If it wasn't both for your honesty, loyalty, friendship, and commitment, we would not be here today if it was not for you.
Thank you so much. Wow, I feel like I'm at the Grammys. We're saying so many thanks, giving thanks, receiving thanks. I want to say thank you to you, Darin, as well, in front of everyone here. You actually, got me this headset, the mic, the laptop. Not the laptop, sorry. The camera. And you set this up on Riverside and you edit and, you do all the socials as well. So you work very hard and I'm glad I inspired you in some way to do that. And I hope you're proud of yourself. Are you?
I am.
Yeah,
I'm
you
tired.
should be.
I'm very tired, but
you enjoy it
as well.
You
I very
enjoy
much
it.
enjoy it.
That's the main thing.
I would like to clarify. We're not massive or famous. We get maybe just up to 1,000 views on social media and a couple hundred on the actual episodes.
Which is really good, I think.
That's more and better than nothing at all.
Exactly. Wow, thank you so much. I wasn't expecting this. I thought we were just gonna talk about friendships. Well, we are our friendship. And yeah, I'm glad that we have this podcast to keep us going every week.
Me and Cathy have been talking about doing a time capsule soon.
Yeah, before I move.
One thing we should reiterate again as well, these episodes, these seasons, these will also be like a video time capsule.
Oh my gosh, that's so true. Yeah. Oh.
So today is going to be a funny episode because on the Asian Auntie episodes, it's no strict friendship-related theme. It's never like a friendship topic per se. It's just whatever me and Cathy have on our minds.
Yeah.
Cathy, would you like to introduce it? Today's episode will technically be about friendship, even though it's an Asian Auntie episode and not a main episode.
But we're just going to discuss it in a casual sense, so there's no research or anything. It's just strictly opinions. And
that's also a lie. You literally said to me before we started recording,
I
did you
asked.
search this?
I spoke to a robot about it. What research is that really? But I was just thinking about actually it was on Substack a few weeks ago, and I saw it, and someone posted pictures from like Sex and the City and in Friends, the TV shows, and they were saying like, oh, we should go. Why don't we go for breakfast with our friends before work? And then I was like, oh my gosh, why don't we? And then I realized, well, these are like TV shows, American rich adults who have their lives together, who can afford to have breakfast before work every day and have similar work schedules and all that. But we'll dive into that in this episode. But I just thought that'd be interesting to talk about, because wouldn't you want to start your day having breakfast with a group of friends? Like that's so wholesome. And like even when me and Darin call each other in the mornings, sometimes that's how it is. Like I call him when I just wake up, or he calls me, and we answer, and then we talk for like 30 minutes, and then we hang up because he goes gym or he goes work or I go to work. And in that way, it's almost like we just had breakfast. Would you agree?
I agree. While we don't share the
That
same
physical.
geographical proximity,
Yeah.
there are quite literal times where we are on the phone with each other as we're having breakfast, or at least getting ready to start
Getting
our
ready
day.
for our day, yeah.
And honestly, it does set your day. It starts your day on a good high.
On a positive note. Yeah, it really does. Because like I said, I'm in different friendship groups. I have like musician friends, and then I have like my girls group chat and stuff like that. And I was thinking like, oh, it'd be so sweet if I could go for breakfast with like the girls, and like we have our like morning debrief, and then be just like, okay, gotta go to work now.
As this is an Asian auntie episode, usually I would say we have a beverage with us every episode. No, I have a beverage with me. Cathy has left her beverage downstairs or out of the frame once again. So I'm drinking a black coffee. Cathy is having fresh air.
Guys, I was drinking, believe me. I love showing
I can believe you were drinking. Trust and believe. I can trust and believe that.
Guys, I love showing you guys my beverages on these episodes.
We see it every episode, of course.
Do you know what? I was drinking downstairs, and then I thought, there's only a bit left. I'm not going to be fake and bring up my one drip left and pretend to be sipping on it for the episode. So I was like, let me be real and just finish my drink downstairs and come upstairs. And
you would rather have your sanitary towels in the background of the video before you have your beverage in the background of the videos.
No, over there was like period pads like stacked up, and when we were like setting up this new camera, I was like, he was about to press record, and I was like, oh, there's period pads, and I was actually going to keep them there for you guys, but then I thought I don't want to make anyone uncomfortable, so I removed them and I put my cat bag up there. But yeah, no beverage from me, but I was drinking a decaf British English breakfast.
Decaf?
I ran out of the normal one.
Okay, I was about to say.
Yeah. It tasted fine, by the way. It doesn't
taste...
Decaf
usually tastes fine.
It doesn't taste any different. Dare I say, kind of smooth.
Taste a bit better.
Yeah, it tastes, when all that caffeine stuff gone, it's quite nice, actually. But yeah. You're drinking a black coffee.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so I've kind of briefly said what I thought, and I was thinking about how it would be nice to start the day with my girls or with my musician friends in like a breakfast bar or like a diner or like a coffee shop. But I don't know if I'm just saying that for the aesthetics. But truth is, we could do it anywhere, at someone's place. I think it sets the tone for the rest of the day. You have your morning debrief.
No, nice. I don't think it is just for the aesthetic. It really does have social and psychological implications. Like it is quite a positive thing.
Yeah. And we do that via phone calls. That's our breakfast. Phone call. Yeah.
There are some things in the world where you can say, oh, we don't have time, we're running out of time. You make time for it.
I would make time for this sort of thing. But I think there's some factors that come into it, obviously.
Most
Like,
definitely.
so you were saying proximity. If we all lived on the same road, then it would be very possible to have breakfast before work. Or in the same house even.
Proximity, even proximity to your own workplaces.
Workplace, because like me and my friends, we all work in different parts of London.
Finances, sometimes it's maybe too much to not even just get breakfast, but travel from one place home to one location to work again. You're asking, well, just listen, I know with you and living in London, travel is not cheap. So
No.
it can
Step
be,
out the
you can be
house and
asking a
I lose
lot.
£20.
Oh, crazy work.
Crazy work. Before I even get to the freaking breakfast place. Oh gosh. This person doesn't have a cookie code, but I'll just say opera singing cookie. Or theatrical cookie. No.
Party ring?
Cookie of the opera.
I was gonna say, because they're an opera singer, they're quite loud. When I think of like a
but they're
loud
soft
cookie,
and cute. Yeah.
I was gonna say just like a crunch, something with a crunch to it, because the crunch itself is loud.
Okay, but basically, operatic.
No, you can't just.
I can't put. I know, but for the time being, like the opera singing cookie.
No, really think about it. You want to go with opera cookie.
Let me look up cookies that sing.
Cookies that sing. Cookies that sing.
What's a cookie that's
Are
like?
you sure that tea you had was decaf?
Oh, what's that cereal with cookies in it?
Cookie crunch.
Crunch.
I literally just said a cookie that crunches.
Yeah, okay. So we're on the same wavelength. Oh my god. So
Page length.
That wasn't decaf. That wasn't decaf. Okay, cookie crunch cereal.
Okay, so we've moved on to cereal now.
We've named all the cookies.
Just say a crunchy cookie.
I'm gonna say cookie crunch for the
Fine, cookie crunch.
Okay.
Okay, reset.
Cookie crunch. When we work together, sometimes like before, like 30 minutes or an hour before their shift, they would come in during like my break or something, or in the morning, or we like sync our like breaks or whatever so that we have breakfast before we start work. But that's because we're working in the same place and we're having breakfast at the same place. But that's when it works in London.
So
and I find that so wholesome.
Let's see, you need to work together and
eat
sync your breaks together.
And eat in the same workplace. And then you can do it. But otherwise, I don't know how you do it, really. You have to maybe wake up 2-3 hours earlier before your shift.
I think that's a problem. London is such a big city. And I'm trying to think about the examples that you gave with Sex and the City and Friends.
Yeah.
I'm trying to understand the logistics of it all with where every character worked, what they did for work, and how easy it was for them to get to the breakfast location and then get to work afterwards.
Okay, so in Friends, Rachel worked in the coffee shop that they always hang out at.
The coffee shop, we've got that.
Yeah, and then they also lived together or like opposite each other.
No, that is very true.
So
Chandler, two friends lived in one apartment. The other two friends lived in another apartment. Those apartments were also opposite each other. They were in the same building.
With Sex and the City, though, I've seen it where like Carrie phones someone or like, and they're like, "Oh, I'm going through a stressful time. Let's meet or something," and they just meet, you know. But it is TV shows, isn't it?
Is it always breakfast?
No, they do lunches and dinners too. But I think the point of the Substack post and what we know, they do have the time to do early morning meals sometimes.
So I would like to ask you this. a lot of these shows, they're set and based in the 90s. Is it perhaps a generational difference?
Oh, I didn't even think about that. Are you
Is it
saying
just
that if
not
we
a
were in the
privilege we
90s,
have?
do you know why? Oh, do you know why they keep meeting in person for breakfast? Because they don't have texting.
They don't have phones and texting.
Yeah. Oh, that's
The
so deep.
best
Why
they
did
could
that
do
just
is
hit me?
the best they could do is email each other.
Or phone each other with those like real like long phones with
Brick
the
phones.
but why do I find that in-person breakfast and that urgent phone calls more intimate than a morning text? Because
Well, I think it's like voice, tone.
it's because you're actually there in person, aren't you? So you can see facial expression. It's different from a video call, because I guess you could do video call breakfasts before work, but then there's something about the get together, the sharing of the breakfast, or like, oh, what coffee are you having? Let me have a sip.
So I sort of have 2 points to go off of.
Mm.
Number one is our generation's relationship with technology and mobile phones.
Mm-hmm.
Dare I say, even when people are texting their friends, the relationship isn't with their friends. The relationship is with texting,
With
the
their phone.
action,
Yeah.
and behavior.
Yeah.
It's almost it's not symbiotic, but rather our phones aren't an excuse to text our friends. Our friends are an excuse to be on our phones.
Yeah, true.
Like, if you did not have friends, you would have no reason to be texting on your phone in some instances.
Mm-hmm.
So the phone isn't a medium to contact your friends for some people. Having friends is an excuse to be on your phone.
Yeah, but I guess some friendship groups, if they did meet for breakfast or whatever, there would be moments where the phone does come out and they'll be on their phone. But in the
That's another
90s,
thing.
early 2000s, you don't do that. You're just there. And I feel like you're more present in your friendship groups. And
Because dare I say,
yeah.
a lot of people, they will be hanging out with their friend group in person, but they'll still be texting other friends on their phones.
Yeah. I've been guilty of doing that, but you know me, I usually reply to people. I'm just a good texter, so if someone's asking me something, I'll be like, "Sorry, I'm just replying," because I just like to answer people straight. But then that's me trying to be available to everyone all the time.
But this is also because you're quite a business
I'm a
person,
business, yeah.
and a lot of the times you're not. There's a stark contrast that I would like to make.
Mm.
It's one thing having a full-blown text conversation. It's another thing when you're confirming times, dates, and
Yeah, I
places.
like to confirm, like, with, exactly. So I really respect my boyfriend because he's never on his phone when he's with me.
Because that's
Yeah.
something I was going to say. And going back to the whole texting and why you and me actually don't text very much is because I don't use my phone very often.
Mm.
Obviously, you have all these apps, all these different functionalities on a cellular mobile phone. I, however, like to just use it for the basic functions.
Mm.
It will just be for phoning. It will just be for keeping in contact with someone.
Mm.
I don't want the phone to become a substitute for the friendship.
For everything. Okay, so when you watch, like, films and play games, like, it's not just all on your phone, like, you have a separate,
I turn my phone off.
Yeah, I'm trying to do like, luckily I have a Steam Deck now, so I can play on that, but, like, I hate that when, I wanna use YouTube, I wanna do this, I always go to my phone, but, I do have a laptop, I could use that. I need to
Well, that's the
separate,
thing.
yeah.
I have a full-on touchscreen 50-inch TV. I have a laptop. I have a tablet. I have so many other mediums that I could be using my technology that it doesn't have to be on my phone.
Mm.
I said this to you quite a while ago, and it's something I've said to people every now and again.
Mhm.
When was the last time you actually turned your phone off?
Yeah, it's true. To be fair, I did it, like, a couple of weeks ago because I was, feeling anxious about something, but
Yeah.
then I turned it back on, like, an hour later.
I want to go back to another point that you made that I think is also very important, and it's the idea of sharing food and how that
Yeah.
brings you closer to people. Because
Intimacy.
yes, in these instances where you go to breakfast with a friend, you offer people to share what you got, you offer them to have a sip of your drink. It really bonds you closer. This is something I've started doing a lot more recently. You, me, and Nathan also did this.
We did this at the restaurant at lunch.
Loved
I
it.
loved it.
Rather than getting 3
different
meals that we wanted individually,
we shared like everything.
We got like lots of different other smaller plates, and we shared it all amongst us.
Put it in the middle, and then we all had a bit of coconut rice, egg fried rice, just steamed rice, different types of stir fries, different desserts that we all we shared. It was so sweet. That's how it should be.
And not just friendship, not just breakfast with friends. I almost want to argue this is a lost art that some people and households have, which is the communion that comes with eating as a group.
Wait, that could be a good title. The lost art of having breakfast with your friends or something.
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. Because
the idea
there's
of
a lost art.
Eating with other people. And you know what? My mother used to complain about this all the time, but it has taken me 28 years to realize why she made a big deal about we always eat at the dinner table as a family. And you know what?
We should, yeah.
It's even if it's not family, even if it's a group of people.
With friends, yeah.
There's something about it that's very special, I feel.
There is something intimate about that, I think. And that's why I think, I think if the world was a place where we all had time to do that, then everyone would start their day on a more positive note.
Because going back to technology, that's something that my mother used to complain about all the time, is when you have like technology and everything, there comes an independence. But with the independence, sometimes you get, what's the word I'm looking for? You become antisocial. Because all of a sudden, everyone has phones, everyone has laptops, everyone has TVs. You're not eating together. You're not watching things on the TV together anymore.
No.
There's no like, Saturday night family time, watching a movie, having a meal. X Factor.
Yeah, dude. Yeah, things like that. Like
Britain's Got Talent, I'm a Celebrity, get me out of here.
And it's true, and like even I'm guilty of it. Like when I go to my mum's, like I don't eat with her. Like we have our individual time to watch whatever we want to watch individually. And it's like it's really changed, hasn't it?
There's this cultural shift.
There's a shift.
This loss of practice in getting together, sharing a meal. You're sharing time with each other.
Yeah, exactly.
But now I guess we've become hyper independent, but also more antisocial.
So deep, man. So I guess what my friendship groups do is they always let's go for dinner or let's go for lunch. But the dinner one is the more available option because a lot of my friends finish around the same time. Like if they're doing a 9 to 5, then dinner is possible. And then if it's a weekend, then we do like a brunch thing. But breakfast is a very lost art concept, right? Because breakfast means early. And I just think people, like, especially in London, people are too busy now to actually wake up early to make that effort to go for breakfast with friends. I think it could be possible. I mean, and there are a lot of factors, but it could be possible. It's just hard.
I think you made an interesting point there with comparing the beginning of the day to the end of the day.
Yeah.
So let's say you have dinner with your friends.
Yeah.
That's something you're looking forward to at the end of the day.
Yeah.
And usually you'll talk to them about how the day went.
Exactly.
You'll maybe vent to them. But in a way, there's something unique and interesting where if you were to have breakfast, you're starting your day with your friends. You're telling them how you want things to go, what you're expecting.
Yeah.
and then you update them on it.
I mean, it would be crazy if you could do breakfast and then dinner with your friends on the same day.
Okay, but why are we acting like we've never done that before?
Me and you,
We've done that
breakfast,
before.
lunch, dinner, snacks in between, and second dinners. But like, but other people, it is to do with work and scheduling and stuff. But yeah, I guess this is why it's important that your partner, your romantic partner, should be a friend, because I guess in the future, all my breakfast times, well, most of them at least, will be with my partner. So
Well, dare I say as well that you can even say that might be a lost thing. Everyone's so busy. If you have kids come into play
kids
as
come to
well.
play.
You just don't have the time and other priorities come in. So for example, there are certain layers and realism that if we're using Friends and Sex and the City as an example, there are certain things that aren't being addressed.
Mhm.
So with Sex and the City, season dependent, these people are quite affluent, and some of them are self-employed, or some of them set their own schedules. They don't always have that confine of a manager above them or preset rotas.
I mean, to be fair, Carrie, she just writes a blog on the laptop.
Yes.
But then I haven't watched in a while, but I think one of them's like is like a lawyer. One of them works in like an art gallery. The other one does like PR, I think, or works for like. So these are quite high paying jobs. So they do have the money to just be like, let's have martinis for breakfast. They're in their 30s.
That's another thing. These are people who you can argue are more set in their career.
And they're all single.
Yes. Whether they like that or not, they're all single.
So they would have the time to see each other more, I guess.
And like we said as well, there's the concept of what year and what time it is, how accessible, because they're what, New York?
New York.
They're in a place of great public transport.
Yeah, but so is London, right?
But do they not also like live in central New York? Like they don't live far out.
Yeah,
the city.
They probably walk within walking distance of each other's apartments. Yeah.
You live in London, but you could argue you and your friends, even your partner at one point, you weren't outside of each other's doorstep.
Exactly. But there's so many new friends in my life, so I need to update the cookie code. But okay, one of the musician cookies, right? Him and his partner. Stop! I can't. One of the musician cookies and their partner, the graceful cookie.
I can't do this.
The graceful cookie. What's wrong with the graceful cookie?
I can't do this. Cathy, I feel like we were having a conversation just before this phone call started, and we're talking about your music distribution. And I feel like I need to reiterate this. You might not actively be a singer-songwriter right now, but you are a singer-songwriter. So I hope you. I have standards for your imagination. I have standards for the things I expect to come out of your mouth.
Listen, musician cookie and their partner graceful cookie is a very...
Oh my god.
Anyway, keep that in for Bants. We're gonna... I have
Come on, you can think of something. You can think of something.
I can in the near future, but for the moment of what feels right to my bones, these are the words that come to mind.
Okay, your friend and their partner.
They live 30 minutes away from me, actually, because we're actually in the same like north area. So in the evening, once I was stressed after work, and I called one of those cookies and said, can I see you? I'm not far. And they were like, yes, come over. And then we like had our thing. They want to go for dinner with me, but I want to see if I can go for breakfast with them because we live close-ish. It would be cute because it would be cute to start your day with like kind of like positive, bubbly energy from like.
Yeah.
And I don't know why. Like, I think my point as well is that with these TV shows and movies, notice how it's a friendship group rather than one-on-one breakfast. Because
Yes.
when it's a group, I feel like you're getting energy from different people, and I think that's very good for you. Because if it
Well, that's
was
what I'm saying.
one-on-one, then yeah, I would just go with my boyfriend. You know, like.
But I guess what I'm saying, this is my complaint. This is my complaint about people not taking friendship seriously or group dynamics seriously.
Mm.
There's a sharing of energy. You don't
It's the
have that when you're,
energy, yeah.
and you know, eating together is so important. Spending time with someone in the morning, the evening, this is important. We've lost that
We've lost
because
that.
right now our energy is just consumed by the phone in our hand.
Oh, by the way, like side note, I really enjoyed our Thai lunch with Nathan.
Because we were sharing
Because we were
energy.
sharing the energy. It was, if you saw like all the different side dishes on the table and how we just shared it all out, and that's it. That's how sweet it was.
I don't know much about science. I also don't know that much about spirituality. So I don't know what the term for this is, if there is a term, or if there's a theory or concept someone can apply to this. It's this idea of a continuous cycle of motion and energy, because we were sharing everything in that moment. Not only were we sharing food, we were sharing emotions, we were sharing time,
Yes.
we were sharing space, we were sharing energy.
Laughter and joy.
Laughter,
Love,
joy,
yeah.
sadness,
Everything.
truth, honesty. And I think I've said a lot about friendship and technology, but it's still different when you add the element of food into it. That I can't figure out why that is important. Because you could just come together where there is no food involved.
You can meet for well, it's different, like, because I've been in situations before where people are like, oh, let's go for a drink, let's have drinks. So like alcoholic, right? And that's a different type of energy that's being shared. That's like, I don't know, it's just different. It's fun, and I do that sometimes, but it's not as wholesome as going for breakfast with my friends.
Yes.
Yeah. So yeah. But that's sometimes the easier option. Like, oh, there's so many pubs here, 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 here. Let's just meet here for a drink. Oh, do you have time for one drink? Or do you have like? I feel like we're in a let's go for a drink culture rather than let's really sit down and have a long, uninterrupted 2-hour breakfast.
And I think that's my other problem with technology and phones. There's too many interruptions.
Yeah.
Like, you can have a good thing going on. There can be a good flow, but then all of a sudden phones come out.
Yeah.
Well, like I said, like you said, there are some reasons why you would, but sometimes, like when it's not for the reasons you mentioned before, it interrupts the flow.
Do you know what it shows as well? It could, like, it shows you might be bored or something, that you feel like you, because I've turned to people sometimes and they're like on Instagram or TikTok. I'm like, you're in a group setting. Like, at least I'm like on WhatsApp, right? But like, if you're on Instagram or like if you're doom scrolling at a group, that's you're like very bored, or you're in the wrong group setting. I think you made a good point of it being maybe a generational thing where back then these people, I know it's fictional TV shows, but I think if you ask your parents, or even like maybe if I ask my brother, like maybe back then people did enjoy going for breakfast with each other, and maybe they were more engaged because there was no mobile phones.
So I have a question then. Can you think of any more modern examples? Are there any more modern, or at least post-90s shows that illustrate friends going out for breakfast?
I don't think it's breakfast. I think it's more dinners or lunches. I can't think
I'm
of
trying to think
anything
about the
modern
last
that is.
show I watched
I can't
that
think
would
of it.
have that.
Yeah, like I'm not
What
really
shows have I
sure.
watched?
I don't think people go for breakfast anymore, past 90s or 2000s, unless I'm missing a very obvious
It all kind of ends at 2010 at best.
mid 2000s. It seems
Mid 2000s is the cutoff point of even in media. Even in the media, they've stopped
that's so
portraying it.
interesting.
Furthermore, I can
Yeah.
only see American examples.
Yeah. Wait. Yeah. Yeah. You're right.
So
Because
maybe it's just a cultural thing. Maybe this is something that's just a bit more difficult for, people like us. We're British. We live in the
well,
UK.
I'll let you know how it is in Canada.
Dude, let me know. How is it in Canada?
It might be different. I think it might be somewhat harder as well because they have to drive hours to get to each province because Canada's so big. So you'd have to be friends with someone in the same. Well, I'm gonna have some housemates. I'm gonna I'm gonna see what it's like. I'm gonna see if anyone's up for breakfast at Timmy's.
Breakfast at Timmy's.
Breakfast at Timmy's. Well, okay. So it really is a lost art then, is it? Because there's no recent examples. In animes that you watch, do they go for any breakfasts?
I'll be honest, it's not something I see very often. I think as well with a lot of animes that I've watched, there tends to be three main things that are in common with the ones that I've watched. They're either in high school, they're high school age.
Mm-hmm.
They're either in a post-apocalyptic world,
Yeah.
or let's just say they've got a lot going on. So focusing on breakfast time isn't always the most. I mean, I've watched quite a few family ones. And again, this goes back to what you were saying about having a partner and having kids. You won't necessarily always have that time for breakfast
With your friends, because you'll have it with your family, I suppose.
I've got a small example, but again, this is set in the 90s.
It's
not
always
in the
90s
2000s.
to mid 2000s.
Dairy Girls.
Oh, that's cute.
But I think another layer to that, if we're talking about people who are younger, not necessarily adults, again, this is another lost art. And I was complaining about this to myself. Honestly, I think there's an issue with individualism and the world. We are globally becoming more social. We are on a more local level becoming more antisocial. So what I was going to say about Dairy Girls is they're like neighbors, they're family friends, their parents know each other. Therefore, it's easier to go around and have breakfast in the morning before you go to school or before you go out for the day.
Yeah.
There's a socialness to it. And this is something I see more in Scotland. And I guess from my one experience of Ireland and Dairy Girls as a TV show in Ireland that I did not experience in London. Going back to socializing, people's friends and whatnot, parents don't always know each other's other parents. You don't always know who your neighbors are anymore. People aren't talking or socializing with people who are right next to them.
I don't know who my current neighbors are, no.
Cathy, I had breakfast with my neighbors when I was younger.
Yeah, I guess that would have been a thing, yeah.
We've had excess food or we've had, say, parties.
And then you go to your neighbors, yeah.
And we share it with them. Cathy, even now in Scotland, I've had quite a few house parties. I've let my neighbors know, hey, we're going to have a party. It might get a bit loud. Sorry in advance.
Oh, bless you.
I've had my friends who've come over for my parties talk to my neighbors.
Well, interesting point about your neighbors there. I just looked online to see what people are saying. And I saw a TikTok someone saying they're pretending to be in a 90s sitcom and getting breakfast before their 9 to 5. And
so it's something we seem to associate with the 90s.
I don't know if you can see it. A picture of Sex and the City. They make it look so easy. Oh, someone made a good point. It's like if they did that with their friends, they would get to work late because you'd be having too much.
I guess you'd be rushing your meal as well. You'd be rushing your coffee, rushing your meal.
Yeah, true. And like if you're actually having a good time yapping with your friends, you would risk being late for work. Someone said, "Oh, if me and my friends did this, we'd be planning how to call in sick." Me and my friends could only do
But they've
this.
done that in shows before. I'm sure I've
Oh
seen that in shows
yeah.
before.
Yeah, see, people are saying, "I'm sure doing this would make a huge difference in your day." I really do believe that. It would start your day off in such a if I start because it was nice seeing you and Bourbon at the end of that day, but
Mm.
if I saw you guys at the start of my day, I would have had it's kind of like a caffeine shot. It's like it just
Mhm.
gives me energy for the rest of the day, and then I think I'm the opposite where at the end of the day, I wanna unwind by myself.
I agree with that. I see that completely.
Like, if I spent the whole day just with people or work or doing something, I kinda after or I wanna kinda just go back home to myself sort of thing. But then I can
Mhm.
see it the other way where, yeah, you have that dinner to look forward to at the end of your day. But then the first 8 hours of days are just horrible then. Also, in these TV shows in Sex and the City, they're going for breakfast, they're always looking nice. In reality,
Yeah.
I ain't gonna be looking stylish or nice. I'm gonna be looking like I just woke up because I just did.
Remember that in Sex and the City, they're in their 30s. A lot of the way they look has to do with their work and their industries.
Mhm.
So, in conclusion, where have we come to? The idea of why don't we go for breakfast with our friends?
Well, it seems like we've answered it.
So, you've
Yeah.
got the layers, you've got the elements of it of time, proximity, money. These are big factors.
Mhm.
And what we've come to realize is not just those factors, but culturally and socially, we've lost the art of communication or like group communication. What is the word? There's a word. I keep wanting to say communion, but I don't know if
It
communion
is
is the correct term.
community.
Community.
Yeah, community, that's it.
We've lost the ideals of what it means to be a community,
Mm.
the sharing of energy. And like I said, the main difference, because we acknowledge that there's a big difference between it being set in the 90s, even just the early 2000s.
Mm.
I would say technology has really ruined that.
It has ruined it because now, like we said, like, we don't need to meet each other for breakfast because we can just drop a text here and there. But then you're not having a proper conversation. I don't know how to describe it.
Well, can I ask you this? Because before I said to you, some people, their phone gives them an excuse to talk to their friends. But in
Mhm.
some cases, having a friend is an excuse to use your phone.
Mhm.
For these people, say Sex and the City and Friends, could you argue that where they're not having breakfast, but rather they're using breakfast as an
As
excuse
a
to then see their
yes.
friends?
Yeah, it's kinda like, "Oh, yeah, we could do this." It's basically like a way of spending more time with your friends, yeah.
Do you know what example I have?
Mm.
It's the few times you've come grocery shopping with me.
Yeah.
Yes, it's something I need to be doing, but it's an excuse to see you.
Yeah, exactly. Well, I will try to make this a thing in Canada. I'm gonna bring it back, having breakfast with your friends before work.
And I guess I could say what I've learned from this episode is I've grown to become more critical of modern day society.
Mhm.
Because it's something that really sticks with me of we don't know our neighbors anymore. We
Mm.
don't know the locals at our pubs and restaurants. Like, so you and me, we worked in hospitality
Hospitality, yeah.
where you had regular customers. You knew
Mm.
about their life stories.
Yeah.
You knew about where they've come from or where they're going or where they've been.
Mhm.
I'm not even lying to you, Cathy. In my childhood, I have gone to a neighbor to ask for sugar because I was making pancakes.
Really?
We've asked for spare tea bags if we run out of tea,
No, I'd be
milk,
scared to do that
sugar.
now. Yeah, it shouldn't be like that. Your neighbors should be friendly.
I
Yeah,
stick, yeah, friend,
yeah.
listen, your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. I stand by that. With the age of technology, do you know what it is? We like to say we're more sociable. I completely disagree. I think as society, we have become more antisocial.
Yeah.
People are talking more. Not enough people are listening.
Ooh, preach. Chai.
Chai.
I agree. I think as well, like, yeah, and it's kind of sad. And again, I'm guilty of this too. Like, our idea of winding down sometimes is doom scrolling on our phones. It's like we need to bring back more analog activities, man.
Again, this has nothing to do with this episode. Or maybe it does, Maybe we can bring this up because like we said, there's been a cultural shift. There's been a change over time. Where do these changes all begin? I'm going to say it starts with babies and children. All these kids, all these babies, they're iPad kids, iPad babies.
Yeah, they are. This could be another episode in future, but kids don't play out with their friends anymore, like on the streets. That's what
I'll argue
I used
this.
to do.
It's not as safe as it used to be. I will give you that.
Yeah, it's a different time.
You think I'm going to let my kids out if I had kids now? You think I'm letting my kids play in the big 2026? No, thank you.
True, but again, it was that whole sense of community thing.
We don't have community because you could trust your neighbor to watch your kids. You could just trust your neighbor. You could trust your neighbors, so you wouldn't have to worry about your kids. You don't know who's living around the corner. You don't know who's around you.
We don't knock for people anymore. We text people. Well, I knocked for Halloween cookie the other day, and they actually let me in, and we had coffee. It was quite nice.
It's this idea of technology has come so far, and with technological advancement, it is to make our lives easier. But sometimes technology has been introduced to certain things just for the sake of it, not even because it's necessary.
Yeah, I agree.
There is a doorbell. There is a door knocker. Why are you texting your friends, hey, can you let me in?
Yeah, I know. It's crazy.
Like, I understand if they're house sharing or you don't want to bother their family or whatnot. Cathy, when you come over to mine, you better knock on my door. You better ring my doorbell.
We'll do it. I think we should. So let's bring back knocking on people's doors, going for breakfast with friends.
I had like a vision in my head because of technology. I can see them getting rid of doorbells and door knockers.
Yeah, there's going to be a sensor.
They already have that with Ring doorbells.
Ring doorbell. They'll be like, oh, someone's at the door. You don't even have to announce your presence.
The sensor, if you have the app on your phone, it will just tell you that it senses a body outside of your door.
And it shows you. Oh, gosh.
Just because technology can does not mean technology should.
Don't worry. When me and my partner have kids, we will make sure they go for breakfast with their friends and knock on doors.
There's going to be a whole continental difference, but I hope my kids can be friends with your kids.
They will be.
And I would like them to be pen pals.
Oh.
Like, going back to Lost Art.
Oh, that's cute. Pen
back to Lost Art. People don't know how to write letters anymore. People forget there is a format to writing letters.
So true.
People aren't doing long format writing. I saw someone. So it was a text message. Someone sent 3 text messages. And each message was over one line of text. And someone responded, I'm not reading those paragraphs. Paragraphs? That was 3 sentences. There were only 3 full stops. What do you mean 3 paragraphs?
No, stop. You're making me worried about the next generation.
Making you worried? I already am worried. Sorry, this turned into something completely different.
I think we should wrap it up on that note then.
But, so yes,
So yeah, breakfast, a lost art.
I
Also, some people don't eat breakfast. Maybe that's another factor.
people aren't. You know what? I'm gonna say. What has it all come down to? Money. I'm gonna give it class, money, the system.
The
People
caffeine's
aren't
got to you.
having. People aren't having. Driz, I had the last
Man
drop
said-
of my coffee.
I said money, class.
I had the last drop, and that's when I knew that this episode was over.
Yeah.
I need a second cup.
Yeah. I was also thinking because I was like, we need to wrap up because I want a coffee.
A second cup.
Yeah.
But I think,
Oh my gosh. Mm.
like, you know, people, we're not having our 3 healthy meals a day. We're not satiated. We're not ready for the day.
We're not writing letters like we used to. Yeah, we're not. Things aren't the same anymore, and maybe that's why.
Technology doesn't make everything better. Technology does not make everything better.
You're absolutely right.
We're saying that as well. Literally, our entire friendship is based on technology. Our entire friendship is based on technology. I'm not denying that.
Both things can be true.
Yes.
Both things can be true. Right.
I guess we can't end the episode like this. I feel like this is too odd of a note to end the episode.
We sound like crazy preaching rabbits that have been shot with like. Guys, listen. The main takeaway from this episode is that there's a sense of community missing here. And I think one of the best ways to bring it back is to go for breakfast with your friends before work, if possible. If not, fine, just send a picture of your sandwich. It's okay.
You know what? I actually quite like that.
No, actually,
Even if you're
to be fair, I do send, when I was working
you send me photos of your food.
I send Chantal, I send like my girls group chat, my lunch sometimes to be like, oh, rate my lunch. And then we talk about it.
Before we end this, because we have gone over the mark, there will be a lot of editing.
There's a lot of editing for this one.
We've discussed the situation. Why don't we have breakfast with friends? Mm-hmm. We've acknowledged the problems. Mm-hmm. We've acknowledged where the problems may have come from. Mm-hmm. But Cathy, you've made a good point. What is the solution?
The solution is to just really look at each other when you're next with your friends, hold each other, and stay strong.
But like we were saying, that is something that isn't always possible. Say you and me.
Yeah, because we live in different countries, and even more so when I move to Canada, I definitely won't have time for breakfast with you. But like,
when you listen, watch, that might still be a thing. No, I've had this idea. I've been complaining about technology, but then you brought up our friendship. And so there's a saying, you know, guns don't shoot people, people shoot people. The problem isn't the item, it's how people use it.
Yeah, you're right.
So while we can't always have breakfast with our friends, and it's fine, well and dandy for me to blame it all on technology. I know I'm not that two-dimensional to blame it on that one simple thing. Life is not black and white like that.
It's not.
You can use technology to get around that. Like you said, send photos of your food. Just have a phone call in the morning with your friend. Have a video call in the morning with your friend.
Have your friends send voice notes, and you can listen to them while you're having your breakfast. I guess there are ways of being engaged during that time, because that's the main point. It was like, if you had breakfast with your friends in the morning, it would just set the tone for the rest of the day, and it would be it would just make a huge difference, right? It would ease your anxieties because you just had a laugh with your friends.
Going back to
there should be other ways to do it, because like I said, I call you in the morning sometimes, and then I'm in a good mood for work.
Text your friends good morning. We've texted each other good morning.
Yeah, we have.
Like, good morning messages don't just have to be for your partner. It can be for the group chat. It can be for your friends.
It's quite wholesome. Yeah, let's just try. The solution is, if you can't have physical breakfast with your friends, then I don't know.
Technology doesn't have to work against you. You can use technology to work with you. And like we said in the very beginning of this episode, you know, thank you to Cathy for helping me get this podcast started. It goes back to Cathy's very original point of why we should start a podcast. She was saying we need to have podcasts about more wholesome topics.
Yeah.
And I think that kind of helps us conclude today's episode, which is we need, we're doing this podcast virtually. We can use technology, and through technology, let's bring back wholesomeness into our friendships.
Let's do it. Okay. On that note, I hope you guys took something away from that other than Darin being anti-technology. No, he's not anti-technology. He's just anti how
it's
you
the way
use
people
technology.
use technology.
Yeah, just how you use it.
It's, again, one of the great things about these conversations. I did not know what I was going to get from it.
Yeah.
But I feel like my eyes have been very opened by this.
I feel so too. I think so too, honestly. And you answered my question. Why don't people go for breakfast anymore? And I think it's apparently not been a thing since 2005. So.
Apparently. And it seems to be almost, from our experiences with media we've consumed, being in the UK, the most sort of ethnic media you consume is American, a few Canadian and Australians, mainly English speaking, not other continents outside of Europe. So I was going to say, we mentioned this in a previous episode, but I do believe I cut it out. We've got quite a few listeners in other countries and other continents.
Hey,
because I was going to say, is even socializing, like we said, we used to have dinners with our parents and our families. Some places to have breakfast with their friends. Those could be very isolated, cultural things. To the other people who are listening or anyone else who knows, can you tell us what it's like in your culture or your country?
Yeah, do you guys go for breakfast with your friends? Or
is that a normal thing? Has it ever happened in the history of your country or your culture? If there has been a change, why?
Or if you can think of any TV shows or movies that perhaps we missed out on, because there's probably some. There's definitely movies that I've not mentioned, but yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, I think that was a good.
I think that was a lovely episode.
It's a good episode. I told you I feel like I knew that we'd have a lot to say about this one. But yeah, I'm ready for my second cup of coffee. So, well, thank you so much, everybody, for tuning in and listening. Thank you for supporting us so far, and we hope you enjoyed the episode.
Thank you, everyone. This has been Two Fortunes and a Cookie. I've been Darin.
I've been Cathy.
Please leave a like and comment. Please do answer some of our questions and leave any of your thoughts and opinions. We'd love to hear from you. You can check us out on Spotify, Apple Music, Apple Podcasts, YouTube Podcasts, Substack, Pocket Casts, and anywhere else you get your podcasts. Thank you very much. Thank you for joining this journey. We've done this for half a year so far, but I hope to do this for many more years into the future.
I'm sure we will. And I hope we'll have breakfast together soon.
We'll have breakfast together soon as well.
Next week, actually. In Glasgow. All right. Bye.
Take care. Goodbye.